Market. John Brown.
Hey, Marcus. New season for you, new extension. Seems like a new, more consistent role. What's it feel like coming into this season with all of those things in place?
It feels like every other season. I'm here to do a job. I'm here to help a team. Bring a championship back home for us, and that's my job. So, just like any other year, this year, things are just more, I guess you said, consistent. So, nothing's changed. The attitude's the same. Go out there and do everything I can to help my team win.
We'll go to a Zoom question and Bobby Manning.
Hey, Marcus. You talked a lot last year about how difficult of a season it was for you personally and for the team. What kind of lessons did you learn through that, and what kind of things are you and the team trying to do to come together with a lot of new faces here and a lot of people here that didn't quite work last year?
Moving on. Understand that things didn't go as planned as well for us last year. Everybody had things that they were dealing with personally on and off the court. So for us, it's just starting fresh, starting over, and kind of rebuilding that mentality that we know that we need to have that we've had over the years. So just getting back to us and starting fresh.
Abby Chin.
Hi, Marcus. Can you kind of take us through this summer, what it was like for you, all of the change with Brad ascending to the front office, hiring the new head coach, and then also with your extension and how those negotiations went? Was there ever a question?
I think when you get into, negotiating anything, there's always questions. That's part of the business, and I think a lot of things get taken out of sight when it comes to this game, that it's a business first. And some things you have to do things, say things, or not do things or say things that you probably wouldn't or would when it comes to business status. But like I said, we're here. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be with these group of guys. I'm excited, for a fresh start. Like I said, everything is a fresh start for us. That's kind of my mentality. With Brad moving on, with Ime coming in as the new coach, and just trying to figure out how we can get back to the team that we've been in the past, and really bringing that back. So it was definitely different. It was a little uncertainty, confusion, but I think we're kind of past that now. Everything's kind of in stone. We're ready to rock and roll. The team we have now is the team that we're going to rock with. And like I said, everybody that's here, everybody that's back, everybody that left, we wish nothing but the best for them.
Jared Weiss.
Marcus, it's a two-part question. So last year's team was a very young team. This year, there's a lot of experienced veterans here. How much do you think that will help you and the team as a whole, that you just have more veteran experience? And then you're coming into the season as the point guard for the first time, even though you've played plenty of point. How much does this role, maybe you're not as forced to be as aggressive on offense, you kind of let the game come to you and be more patient offensively?
To answer your first question, for us coming in, having that veteran leadership with guys who are veterans and who've been put to I guess to the test a lot more than the younger guys. So it's always good to have the older guys there who's been through it, who knows what it takes, who know what they're going to have to endure for a season to get to where they want to go. So for that aspect, we're excited about it. We got a lot of guys in here, older on the veteran side, that, like I said, is just eager to really sponge out their knowledge to these younger guys. And like I said, came here to do what we're supposed to do, and that's try to win basketball games. To answer your second question, it was good. My primary position, I've always been a point guard going up. Excuse me. Now it just allows me to go out there and pick my spots.
Murphy.
Marcus, Ime said that he had a conversation with you where you wanted the ball in your hands more. You wanted to be more of that playmaker. How do you work Jason and Jalen into the offense? Just how much does your role change the more you get the ball in your hands?
It's easy, for me, it's finding those guys in the right spot. I was one of the leaders in assists last year. And I think that speaks volumes, my playmaking skills and the things that I could do with the ball in my hands. Just having that opportunity to finally go out there and do it without looking over my shoulder or having to worry about, what's they going to tell for me if I'm too aggressive here or if I'm not too aggressive there. And just really, picking those spots. So, but it's going to be real easy. We got Jason and Jalen, two unbelievable players in this league, and we're going to need them a lot this year. We're going to lean on them a lot, and we're going to do a good job of making sure we get them the ball when they're supposed to have it.
Final couple of questions, Marcus. First for Gary Washburn.
Hey, Marcus, it seemed like last year everybody kind of liked each other. There was no real, issues, but then just the chemistry wasn't there. What did you learn from last year? How can you do you want to be more of a leader this year? What did you learn from last year in terms of just kind of the chemistry and how things didn't work, and how tough was that to deal with?
For us, we learned that, we loved each other. It was more than just we did a lot of things together that most people probably don't think we did, but on the court is a different story, for whatever reason, it just didn't click the way we wanted to, but that's life. That's how it goes. It doesn't, you could plan for something, but just because you plan for it doesn't mean it's going to go the way that you thought it was going to go in your mind. So, it's a lesson that we have to learn that, nothing is guaranteed. You have to go out there and demand it, own it, and take it. So for us, it's, not getting too low and getting too high. We got to understand that, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint, and it's not going to be easy. But as long as we prepare the right way, and do our jobs on our ends, we'll be put into place in situations to do good for ourselves.
Sherrod Blakely.
Marcus, the league has made it pretty clear where they stand as far as vaccination and things like that. And as a player, it's a very personal decision, but at the same time, it's a decision that has a ripple effect on the entire team. How are you, as one of the leaders, kind of approaching this very delicate situation? And obviously, a lot of players, not just on your team, but just in general, are trying to process as far as what's the right thing for them to do.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough being told what you can and can't do with your own body. For me, everybody's entitled to their own opinion to feel how they feel. I chose to get vaccinated because, one, just quite frank, I didn't feel like dealing with the BS that's evolving around it. But that was my decision, and I stand with anybody who makes their own decision and feel what they feel best for themselves. Understanding that, unfortunately, some certain situations like, how hard that the league is going to make it for players who are unvaccinated. But I chose to get vaccinated just because I didn't feel like dealing with the BS or I didn't feel like causing my team any disparity on that end when it comes to, me not being available for whatever reasons with those. So I respect everybody's decision, either pro or against. So that's where I am with that, and that's where it is.
We'll wrap it up right there.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Marcus.